Florida Antiquarian Booksellers Association is a group, it's a trade association of professionals in the industry that promote the selling of antiquarian books and subscribe to a code of ethics that we all must agree to. When you're dealing with somebody from the Florida, that is a member of FABA, the Florida Antiquarian Booksellers Association, you can be assured that this person has, well, first off, that you have to pass a screening process to get into the organization, and you have to be voted upon. Then you have to subscribe to a code of ethics that should allow some level, in fact, quite a bit of level of comfort in dealing with that book dealer. You know that you're not, anybody can sell books, as is evident by the proliferation of people on the internet selling books. But when you're dealing with somebody from FABA, you're dealing with a true professional. This person has a stake in it. They have to prove that they have an inventory, that they know how to run the business, that they, in their particular field, they have an area of expertise, whether it be children's books, whether it be modern first editions, medieval religious material like myself. You have to be able to prove that you know what you're doing in that respect. And so therefore, when a person comes to someone like that, what I tell people laughingly is you may not like what they have to say, but they're not going to be blowing smoke up your skirt. I've seen lots of people that start collections, and one of the main things I tell people is decide what you want to collect. Is it modern first editions? Is it a specific author? One person I know collects Sherlock Holmes. Every single thing, no matter what edition, no matter what it is, was just Sherlock Holmes. That's very specific. Too many people, when they try and start book collections, are just scattered. They wanted this, that, and willy-nilly. It's like, centralize on what you really love to collect, and then you're going to be happy. There's enough book dealers out there, and there's enough books out there. All you have to know is know what you're looking for. Now, obviously, some people have, champagne taste and beer pocketbooks. There's nothing you can do for those people. Okay, I mean, doesn't matter if you want a first edition Hemingway with a dust jacket, and you got to be willing to pay for it, unless you just happen to, by sheer dumb luck, come across it. Which those days are getting shorter and shorter every single time. But you don't have to have a whole lot of money to collect. The whole idea of a collector's item. A collector's item is anything you decide you want to collect. It doesn't have to be expensive. There is no secret to any of this. Supply and demand. People want to make this big mystique of, oh, it's a collector's book. Or, unless you've got a buyer for it, you can ask whatever you want. And you go on the internet and you can see prices anywhere from $5 to $500 for the poor schmucks out there that don't know what they're doing. They're not stocks and bonds. They're just not. You have to keep up on the market. Certain things will come out and they'll be very, very popular. Nothing wrong, nothing rare about the edition, okay? Just have a regular print run and everything, but because it's a hot title, they made a movie out of it, maybe it's the author's first book, all of a sudden the first editions start going for $400. Well, okay, if you buy one at $400 thinking this is going to increase in value, I'm afraid a year later or 2 years later, you're going to be in for a very bad surprise when you start checking the values of the books, because once the popularity, there's nothing. Once again, there is no secrets. Supply and demand. If you've got a run of 500,000 books, you've got to have 500. You've got to have that. The number of customers has to increase exponentially in order for those things to be worth anything. So it's just simple math, is all it is. People seem to forget that. They get caught up in the mystique of books. Collect what you love, and then you don't worry about it. It's a revamped site. It's a pretty looking site now, as it is. But what it does is it connects you with, the dealers, and it gives you insights into, into basically the state of antiquarian books in the state of Florida. So it's a valuable resource for anybody, especially if you travel around looking for books, and especially if you're just coming to the state. If you're visiting the state and you want to know. I hand out tons of pamphlets, as far as what the book dealers are. Because everybody has a specialty.